This is the Be a Hero Gaming channel where we talk about all things gaming, including how to store your games, as well as how you can be a hero in real life. One of my favorite things about humanity is the variety of people in this world. And I think it makes us strong, it makes us diverse, it provides opportunities for innovation and great ideas because we have different personalities, different opinions, and that is a good thing. That's not bad, and that's not something to be shunned. I think if we were all exactly the same, it would be a really boring world. So, with that said, I'm sure there's a variety of opinions out there about which one of these boxes are the best. And I just want to talk about each one briefly and give you my opinion on what I think about them. But I would love to hear what you guys have to think. If you have a favorite and why, please put it down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. So with that said, I have most of the Gamegenic boxes here, not the big, humongous one that's like twice as wide as this one here. I don't have that one. I've thought about buying it, but I'm not sure yet. So we'll start from the big one here, and we'll go down to the smaller one. So we'll set these aside here for just a second. Here we have the Cards Layer, not to be confused with Card Slayer, which was when I first heard this pronounced, I thought it was being called the Card Slayer. It's the Cards Layer, okay? And this is not quite the biggest box. They have one that's twice as wide as this that has two areas for cards, as well as one with compartments like this one has here. Again, one really cool thing about the Gamegenic boxes are these little nubs here. So when you go to put this on the bottom here, it just kind of locks into those magnetic spots there and lines up and sticks onto there. Now, the one drawback of this box is that you can't take this out. I know there are some of these, I think the academic box and the really big one that's twice as wide, there's a little plexiglass piece in here you can take out. And you can see here why that's a problem, because when I stick my cards in here, it is just wide enough for sleeve cards. Okay, there's that much room in it. There's a tiny bit of extra room. So you cannot put deck boxes in this box because it's just barely wide enough for sleeve cards, so that they won't fit. And then I think this is an area for like your phone. I don't know why you put it in here. I'd keep mine in my pocket, but a notepad or something you can put in here. I almost wish they would have not put this in here and made it big enough for deck boxes. This is supposed to fit 400 plus double sleeved cards. And then you can see over here, this part pops open here, and you have a couple of drawers that pull out and an area to store your tokens and stuff. And I think these fit like 30 double sleeve cards or something like that in here. So a couple extra compartments for cards there, and an area up here for your tokens and things. And you could fit 4 commander decks in here. Or if you're playing a game that has fewer cards like Flesh and Blood or Star Wars Unlimited or Pokemon, you could fit a lot more decks in here. You could fit a ton in here. But this is supposed to fit 400 plus double sleeve cards. Again, I like this box, but it's not my favorite just because unless I'm taking cards to someone's house who doesn't have any cards, which that would just seem weird, taking 4 decks, unless I have 4 different decks that I want to make and maybe swap between the 2 of them. I don't know. But this is designed to carry a large amount of decks with you, tokens and additional things in the drawers down here. I just don't know how often I would use a box like this just because it's so big. But let me know what you think. Next up, we have this box here, which actually, I think this one is my least favorite of all of them. And again, these pop open here. And again, these will completely come off and go on the back side here. So you can have this open all the way. And then this middle one here has, and actually some other videos I watched, these snapped on a lot easier than they do for me. I kind of have trouble, maybe it's just my incapability of fitting these on, but sometimes I have to kind of fiddle with it to get these magnets to line up and actually stick on there. Come on, get on there. Okay. So here we have 2 drawers that pull out here of this box where you can fit 100 plus double sleeved cards into here. And then you have this little drawer here that pulls out that you can put tokens in. This is also card size. You could also fit some additional cards in here if you wanted to. And I think the thing that I don't like about this box is it's just there's too many lids. I don't like all the 3 lids is too many. Maybe if they made these 1 lid or something, or these 1 lid. And I know they show you on the tutorial you can take it apart and lean it back and stuff. And I just don't know. Does anybody ever do that with theirs? I don't know. 2 decks, and I actually have here my commander deck that is sleeved, and this is just single sleeved. Okay, so these are just there are the thicker sleeves here, but these are just single sleeved, and you can see here that this I can line it up right here. Get on in there. This fits just fine, and again, this is single sleeve. These are not double sleeved, so you have plenty of extra room here for the tokens. All my scarab swarms here. Is that what these things are called again? I can't remember. from the Necrons. You can fit these in here still. I can fit my extra thick commander card in here, and there's still a little extra room in here. I could probably, if I could put my life. Oh yeah, I can fit my life token. There's still room in there. You can see here. But again, these are single sleeve. Double sleeved, it might be a little bit more snug. You have to really kind of push them on in there, and maybe you wouldn't be able to fit these, the tokens, the life counter, and the extra thick commander. Maybe you wouldn't be able to fit him in there. So in that case, you could maybe stick them in here along with your dice and tokens and things, and those will fit down inside of here. Okay, so that's this one here. And again, it's not really my favorite, probably maybe my least favorite. I just feel like either you're gonna go big or you're gonna go small. I just don't know why you would kind of go in between. I mean, maybe you would. Maybe you had 2 commander decks that you really like, and you can't decide which one to bring, and so you can bring this box here. These don't slide in really smooth. They kind of get caught there a little bit. But also, believe it or not, it's kind of heavy, and probably from all the different dividers and flaps and everything on it. I don't know, but this box has a lot of weight to it. I mean, it could be in my mind, but it almost seems like it weighs as much as this big one does, but it probably doesn't. It's probably just a little more dense and compact. So again, the cards layer there, and this one, Stronghold 200 plus is this one here. Now, I think probably my favorite is this, and that's just because, yes, it does have the extra, little flappy thing here, but there's only 2 instead of 3. And I feel like this is perfect for a commander deck and a bunch of tokens. Or you could put Star Wars Unlimited in here. You could do 2 Star Wars Unlimited decks and the tokens that go with Star Wars Unlimited. I almost feel like this is just the perfect size. Now, this little drawer in here is square. It's not rectangle shaped like this one from this guy here. So this one you can see where you can fit cards in. This one you cannot. And the reason for that is because in the Stronghold, the cards are placed in horizontally, and with this one, which is called the Watchtower, they are put in vertically. Okay, so that's why your little drawer here is gonna be a little bit smaller. But you can still fit tokens in here. You can fit the large size spin down dice will all fit into here. And one thing I think is really cool about this is this almost acts as and I think this is what it's intended for, is kind of a little deck holder for your cards here. So you shuffle your deck up, you stick it on into here, and you can set that down your play mat and just draw cards right out of there. And so it kind of keeps your, especially when playing Commander, this deck gets really big and somebody bumps it or something and it gets knocked over, and this way it kind of holds it in there, and it's just big enough to where it fits the cards in there. And again, you have a little bit more room in here. Again, these are just single sleeved. If these are double sleeved, it would probably take up this whole thing here. And it's supposed to fit 100 plus double sleeve cards. So even if they're double sleeve, they're supposed to be able to all fit into here. But kind of cool how it fits your cards in there. And again, you can just take this thing and pop it into here. And when you're ready to play, you can just pop it out of there, shuffle up, and stick them inside of this little holder here and set them down. Oops, I just dropped it. So that's this one here. I really enjoy this one. I think it's really cool how it's just big enough for your commander deck, and then a little bit of tokens and things you would stick on top of there. the Watchtower. Now, these other ones here, I'm just wondering on these smaller ones if anybody uses these, because again, you have horizontally stored and vertically stored. You really can only fit your decks in here, and that's it. And I realize this is probably a lot more sturdy than something like this for protecting your cards. This little box that came with the Necron deck is not really very sturdy, and your cards could possibly get damaged. You could throw this in a backpack or something. This is going to eventually fray and start falling apart. And maybe you carry your tokens around in some other way instead of inside of your box. But this really can just fit your cards, and that's it. Now, which one of these two is the best one? I would love to hear your thoughts, but here's my thoughts. When you open these up, when you put cards in horizontally, and there's only a few cards in there, and they fall over, they fall flat. And that's one thing. I guess you have a little bit of room in here. You could pick them back up, but I don't like it when my cards fall flat like that. And with the ones that's stored vertically, you can see here, it tips over. No, it's not gonna fall over. They're still standing up, even with one card in there. It's not going to tip over. And so if you have a couple of extra cards in here and you lean this over, most of the cards are still standing. Now, you don't really have any room to reach back here and lift them up. You just have to flop them back over like that. But I do like that, how they don't fall completely flat and you're trying to stand them back up. So again, and this as well could be used for a deck holder like the Watchtower. You just wouldn't have as much room to take your cards out, but you technically could, because it just fit just right in there. This could be a deck holder. I guess this one could too. They would just be sideways. But hey, I would love to know what your guys' thoughts are on these. Which one you guys play with, and which one you think is the best, and why. Put that down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. Again, variety is a good thing. Variety of different ways to store your cards, each different boxes for different people's needs, and a variety of people in this world. It's something we should embrace, something we should celebrate, the variety and diversity in humanity, because it leads us to a stronger society. Thanks so much for watching, guys. You guys take care and be a hero.